coxis arriba. Ahí. Ahora, más fácil, ¿verdad? Ahí. Ahí. Bien. Santo. Baja. Coxis. Sube. Ahí. Baja. Coxis. Coxis. Bien. Continúo. Bien. Ponte este lado así. También aquí. Ok. Mejor. Ahora el coxis. Ahí está. Exhala. Exacto. Quédate la relajación. Sí. Bien. Bien. Mucho mejor. Aflójate. Ok. Recoge un poquito más la presión. Ahí está. Ahí está. Menos fuerza. Bien. Quédate ahí. Baja un poquito más. Continúa. Bien, quite. Aflójalo, aflójalo. Ok, está. Bien bonito. Presión. Más cortito. No tanto. Coxis hacia arriba. La mirada. Calentante.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the deep dive. Today we are diving into Kata training with this excerpt you provided. I'm really interested to unpack this because honestly, it's pretty fascinating stuff.
It is. There's so much here. It's amazing how much information is packed into, just these few pages.
Right, and it's not just like surface level, it's like it really gets into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, for sure.
So right off the bat, the source breaks Kata training down into these like 4 key areas: body dynamics, transitions, power, and form. So basically, like everything.
It's the blueprint.
Yeah, it's like how to go from zero to hero in, well, maybe not zero to hero, but like how to stop looking like you're just like flailing around.
It's about efficiency.
Yeah,
Maximum impact.
exactly. Okay, so let's talk about body dynamics. This whole concept of the kinetic chain. What exactly does that even mean?
So basically, the source says your body is not a bunch of separate parts. It's all connected, right? Like the kinetic chain. Your foot, your ankle, your knee, your hip, your core, it's all one system.
So like it's not just about how strong your arm is, but how you're using your whole body to generate power.
Yeah. Think about like cracking a whip.
Oh, okay.
It's not just the tip that's moving fast, right? It's the way the energy travels through the whole whip. Same thing with a punch. The source says the power starts in your legs, move through your core, and bam, out through your fist.
Wow.
It's physics.
It's like every movement is like this little mini explosion of coordinated energy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when you think about it.
It's intense. And this actually makes me think about those like crazy smooth transitions you see martial artists do.
Right, and transitions, that's another key area the source talks about. Because in a fight, those split seconds between movements, that's where you're vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to be caught like flat-footed trying to switch stances. You want it to be smooth, fluid, almost invisible.
No one wants to look like they're changing a light bulb in the middle of a fight.
Exactly. That's a good way to get knocked out.
Speaking of smooth, there's this line in the source that I thought was really interesting. His imagination should work all the time. So this is where the mental side of things comes in, right?
Definitely. The source emphasizes this a lot. Kata training isn't just physical, it's a mental workout too.
So like what kind of things are you thinking about?
Well, you're visualizing your opponent.
Yeah.
Right. You're predicting their moves, practicing your reactions. It's like you're playing chess with your body, always thinking a few steps ahead.
Wow, that's so cool. So it's not just about muscle memory, it's about like mental agility too.
Oh yeah, totally. And the source points out something else that's super important for both the physical and the mental game. managing tension.
Oh man, tension. Right, like tension is the enemy. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, something like that. And it's true.
I mean, you see that in like all aspects of life, not just martial arts. Like I remember one time I had to give this big presentation and I was so nervous that I totally froze up. My voice was shaky, my hands were all clammy. It was a disaster.
It happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, the source is really clear about this. Tension will mess you up. Imagine trying to like block a punch with a stiff arm.
Yeah.
You know, break your wrist. Relaxing into the movement, that's where the real power and control comes in.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like you're trying to force a square peg into a round hole.
Exactly. You're working against yourself.
And you know, another thing that the source touched on that I thought was really fascinating was the emotional side of things.
Right. The emotional control aspect.
Yeah, because you know, when you're in like a high pressure situation, whether it's like a competition or a real fight, you know, your adrenaline's pumping and it's easy to let your emotions get the best of you.
Absolutely. And that's when mistakes happen. The source emphasizes that learning to stay centered and calm, even under pressure, that's a game changer. Not just in martial arts, but in life, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So it's like this holistic thing.
It really is.
It's not just about like fighting. It's about mastering your mind, mastering your body. It's about finding that perfect balance of like fluidity and power and control.
It's about discipline.
And you know what else really struck me? How much emphasis the source puts on the smallest details.
The details, right?
Like the angle of your foot, the timing of your breath. These little things can make or break a technique.
It's true. The devil's in the details, as they say.
Totally. And it makes you wonder, like, if those tiny details can make such a huge difference in martial arts, where else in our lives could that kind of attention and precision make a big impact? Maybe it's in our work, maybe it's in our relationships, maybe it's just in the way that we approach a challenge. It's something to think about. And that's all the time we have for this deep dive. Until next time, everybody.
See you then.
Más atrás el pie, cierra bien, eso, coxis hacia arriba, y ahí, relax, and to that cheek.